Alright, what's going on, guys? T Torres back here for another video. So we're going to be pulling the carburetor off of the Navi, and then as you can see here, we have the man-in-the-box jet kit. I think the pilot jet is a 38, then we have 88 and a 90. What we're going to do is we're going to change out the pilot and the 88 jet, and then once we get a bigger exhaust, we'll switch to the 90 jet. So I'm guessing, like I said, I haven't done this before. I'm going to go ahead and unbolt the intake, completely remove that off of the carburetor, and then we're going to dig into exactly figure out how we need to remove the carburetor. I don't think this is going to be a very labor-intensive job, but I figured I'd show you guys how to do it. Theoretically, I should have done it when the intake was off, but I was so anxious to get that intake on and ride, so let's go ahead and get this carburetor off. There's not much room here, but I don't really want to tear into all this plastic stuff, so the first thing that I'm going to do is right here where my finger is, where the choke is. Let's go ahead and disassemble the choke. Boom, just like that. Sorry, let me get the camera focused. Choke is disassembled. Let's go ahead. We're going to pull this. I went ahead and set the petcock to the gas is off. We have a plug here, a plug here, and then there's two. There's like an 8mm and a 7mm bolt that we're going to have to get to. So let me go ahead and work on getting that stuff off. And then I think we're going to have to disconnect this Phillips head right where my finger is too. I believe that is the plate that's the plate holder for the throttle. Other than that, the intake's already missing. You can already see the carburetor is exposed. So let me remove some of these hoses, and yep, let's go from there. Okay, I went ahead and got some pliers, pinched this, pulled this back, and just be careful because a little bit of fuel is going to come out whenever you do that. And I'm going to see about getting the one on the bottom right here where the float is at. So let me go ahead and try to dive in and get into that one right now. Okay, so the next thing I did, there's a screw right here that holds onto this bracket where the choke is. I just went ahead and removed that, and then it's going to give us access back here to the, I think it's an 8mm bolt. We need to get one. We need to get this one out. There's one on the opposite side, and then we should be ready to pull almost the entire carburetor out. Okay, so something very crucial and important that I thought I should share with you guys. Okay, so there is a plastic stand that goes right here that holds this hose on. I'm sorry, this hose is in the way. Anyways, it holds this hose on that goes to the bottom. You want to remove that. There's one screw, and once you remove that, it'll allow you to move this out of the way. Let me take you off the stand. It'll allow you to move all of this out of the way, and then right where my finger's at, let me see if I can focus on it. Right where my finger is at back here is the other 8mm that you need to get off. It's kind of a pain in the rear, but once you get it off, I'm sitting here turning it with my finger. So we're going to take that off. And then let me go back on the other side. There's one other on the top right here. Of course you can't see. Let's see if I can zoom in. So right where my finger is right here, get you a pair of little pliers and turn that off loosely. And there's going to be a spring and some other stuff to come out with it. We're set it to the side. Just remember to be very careful when taking that off. Okay, this is where I'm at. Like I said, I'm no carburetor expert. So somebody down in the comment sections, tell me what this is right here. Looks like it's the fuel line, if I had to guess. Like I said, I do know that there's a spring inside of there. So somebody comment down below, let me know what the heck this is. I am by no means a carburetor genius. Okay, we're going to set all of that to the side, right, just like that. Alright, I'm going to move the carburetor over to the bench and go dump out any excess fuel that we have. Alright, so here is the carburetor. Like I said, a little bit of fuel came out. Here's the bottom of the bowl. We're going to take this screw out and this screw out. That'll allow us to get to the pilot jet, the main jet, etc. So, like I said, just a little bit of fuel came out, and yeah, let's go ahead and take these two screws off now. I forgot to mention, whenever you pull your carburetor, there's going to be a gasket that comes along with it. So, be careful of that and set it to the side. But I'd say I'm 20 minutes in to remove this carburetor, not knowing, 100% of what I'm doing at all. So it's all a part of it though. Okay, got that one busted. These do have a little washer with them, so keep this one on the left side, that one on that side. Go ahead and pull this out. Okay, here we are. So this, we're going to be replacing the jet here and the jet there. Let me see if I can zoom this puppy in for y'all. Okay, so right here are the two jets. We're going to replace these two jets right here, the main and the pilot. So let me go ahead and get them out of the bag. And literally, gonna get a nice little clean flathead screwdriver and we're gonna pull those jets out. Super simple. The hardest part is getting the daggum carburetor off. Alright, the first one we're gonna take out is the one furthest to the left. I already got it loosened off of camera, so it wasn't very tight to begin with. So we're gonna go ahead and take that out. And then the factory jet size looks like, if my blind eyes can see, looks like maybe a 35. Is what's on it. And then the new one from MNNTHBX that I have here in my hand should be a 38. So we're going to go ahead and take this and gently place it back down in there. Okay, and then, you know, with your Phillips or your flathead screwdriver, get it good and snug. Do not go super tight on this thing. It doesn't have to be, you know, extremely tight. Okay, then we're going to go ahead and remove this one. Okay, and then from the factory, God, this thing is so small, I can barely see what this says. I think this one says an 85, okay, and then the one from MNNTHBX, I believe, is an 88. Like I said, this writing is so extremely small. Yeah, so we're replacing the 85 with an 88. I think it was a 35 with a 38. Something like that. Just not trying to get all tongue-tied. Okay. Gently. Doesn't have to be super tight. And they're good. Okay, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and rebuild the carburetor back and slap it on the bike, and fingers crossed, hope this thing runs. Just to give you guys a visual, here is the gasket for the carburetor. And then you're not gonna be able to really see down in here, but I'm gonna put everything back in reverse order. These two bolts are two 8mm bolts. Yeah. So everything's going to go back in reverse order. Take this crankcase filter out a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and set that in, get the carburetor in and settled where we like it, and then hopefully everything goes back in pretty smooth. Fingers crossed. Let's go. Alright, everything is put back together. I'm in 45 minutes max, not knowing what I'm doing. So I just want to do a quick rundown of what we did. Kind of pull the choke cable, okay, that comes off. Pull this clamp off, fuel's gonna come out, okay? And I left this breather tube right here connected. And there's two 8mm bolts in the back, disconnect those. There's gonna be a plastic gasket. There's gonna be two gaskets there. At the very top up here, see if you can see, can't really see, you're gonna loosen that, remove the intake. This screw right here, see if I can zoom in. That screw right there, you're gonna remove that. It's going to allow you to remove the this choke cable. I put the screw back in to hold its place. And then coming over here to the other side of the bike, the biggest takeaway here is removing this plastic piece right here. There's one black screw where my finger is right there. I don't have mine down all the way because I'll have this off in the next day or two. Well, not say day or two, but when I get an exhaust, I'm going to put that bigger jet in there. And to be quite honest with you, I don't know what the purpose that serves. It's literally just a holder for that. So yeah, that's that. Let's go ahead and crank the bike up for the first time and see what happens. Not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous, but let's do it. Turn the fuel back on, pick up all the way down. Boom, boom. Oh, hang on. Sorry for getting in the camera's way. All right, just got done riding the bike for about 5 or so minutes. I could definitely tell you one of the main thing is the acceleration picked up a lot. and then I felt like there was a lot more power on the top. And so yeah, I'm super impressed. And like I said, it's not a very complicated thing to know. And I feel like if you're gonna get into, you know, modifying the Navi and stuff, you're definitely gonna want to know the inner workings of the carburetor, etc. Like I said, definitely worth it. And thank you all, Man in the Box, for making this great product. And do not forget, got these little flyers everywhere, I'll be at the small bore event at Bar Motorsports June 3rd through the 5th. Okay, hopefully I'll have both the Navi and the Grom out there if everything works out logistically. And yeah, so if you guys have any questions when you're doing the carburetor work, please let me know. Comment down below, send me a message or something. I'd like to help. Like I said, just take your time, be patient. There's not a lot of room on the right side of the bike when you're working on it to get that other 8mm bolt out, but if you remove that plastic piece where I showed you where that Phillips head is, you remove that, you'll have plenty of room, and it will not be a problem at all. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you're stopping to the channel for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, turn on your post notifications, leave this video a big thumbs up. Even if you didn't like today's video, leave it a big thumbs up for me. Thank you all so much for watching. Peace.